Zarne, and I've written a feature screenplay called Beastly Relations. Beastly Relations is a dark comedy about two sisters who hate each other. Alice, the younger sister, and the protagonist of the story, has been enlisted by her older sister, Roberta, to work on a Manhattan real estate project, the construction of a new museum in Central Park. Alice is a real estate lawyer. Her boss is Helen, another lawyer. Roberta is involved with Max, the real estate mogul developing the project. Alice, who's single, will soon meet Tom, a handsome colleague that she previously saw from a distance. Alice's sister Roberta is corrupt, and so is Tom, but Alice doesn't know that yet. I'm going to let the actors introduce themselves, and then we can begin.
I'm Eren Gibson, and I'm reading the stage directions.
I'm Hadrian Castro, and I'm Tom.
I'm Laura Darrell, and I'm reading Alice. Daniela Dakich, Roberta.
David Copeland, Max.
Sharlene, Hartman, Helen.
John Freda, Solitary Man.
Interior, Roberta's office, day. Roberta points to a footstool.
You can put your things there.
Roberta carries her coffee to a wing chair and, curling her stocking feet under herself, settles into it. Alice ignores the stool and puts her purse and briefcase on Roberta's huge desk. Holding a legal pad and pen, she settles into the wing chair opposite Roberta's and curls her stocking feet under herself, just like Roberta did.
Charming.
Alice is poised to take notes with her pad and pen.
What I'm about to tell you is absolutely confidential. You cannot tell anyone, not even the bird of yours. Her name is Venus. You can't keep track of all your pets. She's my only pet, Roberta. You've had about 200 pets over the years. Now for the more important stuff. Listen carefully. The Homeland Security Office will be embedded in the Museum of Civilization.
Really?
Keep it to yourself. They'll be needing a special dumbwaiter to send documents and firearms back and forth within the building.
You're going to have firearms in the museum?
One of our engineers, Raymond Bujakowski, is developing the system. You need to talk with him about the contract.
Wait,
Not. Now what?
what's a dumbwaiter?
It's a stupid person who waits tables. It's
Alice?
a miniature.
Alice holds her gaze and waits.
It's a miniature elevator for sending things between floors. But in our case, it'll travel horizontally rather than vertically.
Roberta gets up from the wing chair and sits behind her mammoth desk. Her portrait hangs above her on the wall.
You're going to like working with Raymond.
Alice perks up. She thinks Raymond is the handsome man she saw from a distance.
Tell me about him. Is Max's cousin, a convicted felon. He was apprehended at a Republican convention, strapped with dynamite.
Why are you letting him work on the project?
Max likes him, and he'll have nothing to do with anything important. It's just a dumb waiter, for God's sake. How can he screw that up?
That's so sad.
You always did like strays. I'd rather have a pedigreed champion. Best of show.
They're high-strung and get sick a lot.
To each his own.
Exterior, Central Park Boathouse, night. A banner extends across the landing of the boathouse. Congratulations, Khan Corporation, New York City contest winner. Alice, looking fabulous, enters the party. A string quartet is playing in the background as 75 people mingle around the buffet table and the bar and sit around various small candlelit tables. The model of the museum sits on a table off to the side. Alice joins Roberta in a cluster of people standing by the window, including Max, Helen's husband, Bertram Adams, 60, bald and tepid, and a few hangers-on. Roberta puts her arm around Alice when she joins their group.
Join the club, sweetie. Our star lawyer.
We have high hopes for Alice.
Alice smiles demurely. Max is smitten with her.
Who is this?
My sister, Alice. A new addition to our legal firm, team.
You never mentioned you had a sister?
Remember by bringing her onto the deal, Maxie?
Max doesn't respond. He's all eyes and ears for Alice. Roberta notices this. Tom approaches the group.
This is Tom Waters, a new addition to our corporate department.
Tom shakes hands all around. When he and Alice shake, the sparks fly between them.
Very pleased to meet you.
And a pleasure to meet you. Max, shall we take a walk?
She takes his arm. As they leave the group, Max smiles at Alice over his shoulder.
Oh, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
When Roberta and Max leave, Helen, Bertram, and the hangers-on all disperse without goodbyes, leaving Alice and Tom alone. He simply smiles at her, and she melts.
You're in real estate?
Yes. I saw you in the meeting for that park deal.
Amazing project.
Yeah. You're new at the firm? I thought you worked at Concord.
Transfer from Chicago. Can't believe my good luck to be here. The biggest deal in the country.
Well, most notorious.
Those rowboats? People can take out a rowboat?
Oh yes, that's one of the nicest things about Central Park.
Shall we?
I'd love to.
Exterior Central Park, night. Not far from the rowboats, Roberta and Max are strolling arm in arm in the plaza by Belvedere Fountain.
So, that's your sister.
She's a handful.
You never talk about her.
We're not close.
But you just have each other, no?
I have you.
She squeezes his arm. They walk in silence.
Max, can you believe it? The whole country, the whole world is talking about this project. And it will have your name on it.
With her free arm, Roberta indicates his name across the top of a museum wing.
The Kahn wing of modern day ethics. I'm so proud of you.
Well, I'm proud of you, my dear.
Everything I do for you, my love.
Why aren't you close with your sister?
Roberta, ticked off, separates herself from Max.
When Mom and Dad died, I became her mother. And she's the most ungrateful daughter you can imagine. She's so crude, so lacking in social graces, so earthy.
Unlike her beautiful older sister. So beautiful and refined. You light up my life, sugar.
He kisses her hand. Roberta takes his arm. Suddenly, she jumps at the sight of a small animal scurrying past their feet.
What was that?
Looks like a rat to me.
Let's go back inside.
They head back towards the boathouse.
Alice would like that. She has a fetish for animals.
She looks disgusted. Roberta is not an animal lover. Then her expression brightens.
You'll have to keep the zoo closure from her as long as possible. She'll get upset about that.
She doesn't know. It's in the news.
Fools remain hopeful in spite of all evidence to the contrary.
I hope for our success, my dear.
That's a given.
Exterior, Central Park Lake, night. Alice and Tom are in a rowboat. Tom slowly rowing. As Alice lies back in the boat, gazing up at the moon and the stars.
An absolutely perfect night.
You and your sister are amazing.
Why do you say that?
You two are New York royalty.
She sits up.
I beg your pardon?
You each have a reputation for being smart and beautiful and rich.
Is that so?
What was it like growing up together?
Kinda lonely.
You weren't close?
We're totally different, and she didn't want her kid sister hanging around.
What's the age difference?
10 years.
Almost old enough to be your mother.
Alice says nothing. A solitary man calls from the edge of the lake.
Fetch!
A large dog jumps into the lake.
Look at that! He's fetching his stick!
The dog grabs the stick in its mouth and turns back towards shore. Alice is happy watching the dog.
Gross.
The dog carrying the large stick in its mouth reaches its master, the solitary man, a dark form on the shore by the Belvedere Fountain.
Good dog!
The solitary man throws the stick out further, not far from Alice and Tom's rowboat.
Fetch, Ginger!
The dog jumps in after it.
What a lunatic.
He sees Alice entranced by the sight. He puts down the oars and sits down next to her. He puts his arm around her.
Are you warming up?
Alice has lost attention in the dog. Tom has her full attention.
No, I need warming up.
Tom rubs her arms and holds her tight. Alice is on cloud 9.